The worst weekend of your life begins at 6:45 p.m. on a Friday. You've just left work. You stop at the grocery store to pick up a few things for dinner. You slide your card into the reader, waiting for that familiar approval chime. But you don't hear a chime. You hear a buzz. The screen flashes, "Transaction declined." You think it's a mistake, a chip error. You try again. Declined. You pull out your phone. You open your banking app, expecting to see your balance, the money you've worked 10 years to save, the money for your mortgage, the money for your child's tuition. But you don't see a balance. You see a notification in bright red letters, "Account frozen, resolution proceeding initiated." You rush home, you turn on the news, and that is when the cold reality hits you. Your bank, the one with the marble floors and the friendly commercials, has failed. It is insolvent. But the news anchor isn't telling you to panic. She's smiling. She says, "Do not worry. The government has announced that taxpayer money will not be used to bail out the bank." You let out a breath. You think you're safe. You think, "Good, let the greedy bankers fail. At least my taxes aren't paying for it." You are wrong, because taxpayer money will not be used is the polite way of saying your money will be used. Welcome to the bail-in. Welcome to the moment you realize that the money in your bank account never actually belonged to you. To understand how they are going to legally steal your wealth in 2026, we first have to deconstruct the greatest magic trick in financial history, the illusion of ownership.
When you walk into a bank and hand the teller a stack of cash, what do you think you are doing? Most people believe they are putting their money into a digital safe deposit box. They think the money sits there with their name on it, waiting for them to come back and get it. This is a lie. From a legal perspective, the moment you deposit money, that money is no longer yours. You have just made an unsecured loan to the bank. Read the fine print. You are not a depositor in the way you think. You are an unsecured creditor. The bank is the borrower, you are the lender. And in the hierarchy of bankruptcy, unsecured creditors are the last people to get paid. When a bank goes bust, the secured creditors get the assets, the bondholders get the scraps, and the unsecured creditors, they get the equity. That means they take your cash, and in exchange, they give you stock in the bankrupt bank. Imagine lending your car to a friend. He crashes the car, totals it, and then says, "Don't worry, I won't give you the car back, but here is a piece of the wreckage. We're even." That is a bail-in, and it is not a conspiracy theory. It is the law. They will tell you this could never happen in America or Europe. They will say the system is robust, but they already tested it. We saw the dress rehearsal. March 16, 2013, the island nation of Cyprus. It was a quiet Saturday morning. The banks were closed for the weekend. Suddenly, the government announced the two major banks were insolvent. Did they print money to save them? No. Did they let them fail? No. They executed a bail-in. They simply looked at the digital ledgers and confiscated the money directly from the depositors' accounts. If you had over 100,000 euros in the bank, you went to sleep Friday with your life savings and woke up Monday with a 47.5% haircut. Nearly half your money was gone, instantly, irrevocably.
In exchange, they gave you shares in the failing bank, shares that were essentially worthless. The media called it a one-off event, a unique solution for a small island, but that was a lie. Cyprus was the laboratory. It was the proof of concept. And once they saw that they could confiscate the public's money without causing a revolution, they decided to make it the global standard. After the 2008 financial crisis, the public was furious. We watched Wall Street gamble away the economy, and then we watched the government use our tax dollars to pay for their losses. Too big to fail became a dirty word. So the politicians passed new laws. In the US, it was the Dodd-Frank Act. In Europe, it was the BRRD, the Bank Recovery and Resolution Directive. They sold these laws to you as a victory.
They said, "Never again will taxpayer money be used to bail out banks." It sounded great. It sounded heroic. But you didn't ask the follow-up question. If you aren't using taxpayer money and you aren't letting the banks collapse, whose money are you using? The answer is buried in Title II of the Dodd-Frank Act. It creates something called the Orderly Liquidation Authority. This gives the FDIC the power to resolve a failing bank by converting its debts into equity. Remember what we said in the beginning, your deposit is a debt the bank owes you. Under Title II, they have the legal authority to cancel that debt and replace it with stock in the failed institution. This is the bail-in mechanism. It is codified in US law. It is codified in EU law. It is codified in Canadian law. The G20 nations met in Brisbane in 2014 and agreed that this would be the new global strategy for the next financial crisis. Why? Because the math forces them to. In 2008, the problem was billions. In 2026, the problem is quadrillions.
Right now, you are screaming at your screen, but what about the FDIC? What about insurance? My money is insured up to $250,000. This is the safety blanket they give you so you sleep at night. But let's look at the math. The Deposit Insurance Fund typically holds roughly $120 billion. That sounds like a lot, but the total amount of deposits in the US banking system is over $17 trillion. The insurance fund covers less than 1% of the deposits. It is like trying to put out a forest fire with a water pistol. But it gets worse. The real danger isn't the loans, it's the derivatives. The largest banks, JP Morgan, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, are sitting on a mountain of derivatives exposure, estimated to be over $200 trillion. Some estimates for the global market go as high as $1 quadrillion. Under current bankruptcy laws, derivatives have super priority status. This means when the bank crashes, the derivatives counterparties get paid first. They raid the vault before the FDIC even shows up. By the time they get to depositors, the cupboard is bare. The FDIC was designed to handle the failure of a few small regional banks. It was never designed to handle a systemic collapse of a major institution. When the next crisis hits in 2026, the insurance fund will be vaporized in minutes, and when the insurance runs out, the bail-in begins. So why 2026? What is the trigger? The fuse is already lit. It is hiding in the commercial real estate sector. Banks are sitting on trillions of dollars of loans for office buildings that are empty. These loans are coming due in 2025 and 2026. The buildings are worth half of what they were. The owners cannot refinance. They will default. This will punch a massive hole in the balance sheets of hundreds of banks simultaneously. At the same time, the bond market is cracking. Banks bought US Treasuries when rates were low. Now that rates are higher, those bonds are worth 20% or 30% less. These are unrealized losses. But when depositors panic and ask for their money, the banks have to sell those bonds at a loss. The losses become realized. The capital evaporates. Here is exactly how it will go down in 2026. It will start on a Wednesday. Rumors will swirl on social media about a liquidity crunch at a mid-sized bank. By Thursday, the stock price will tank. By Friday morning, lines will form. Digital withdrawals will spike. At 5 p.m. on Friday, the regulators will step in. They will close the bank for the weekend to assess the situation. This is the resolution weekend. You will spend Saturday and Sunday watching the news, hoping for a bailout. But on Sunday night, the announcement will come. To preserve financial stability and prevent a systemic collapse, the Resolution Authority has initiated a recapitalization. They will take 30% or 50% of your deposits over a certain threshold. They will convert it to equity to plug the hole in the bank's balance sheet. They will call it saving the economy. You will call it theft. And the worst part? It is completely legal.
You agreed to it when you opened the account. The system is designed to protect itself, not you. The laws are written, the mechanism is in place, the trigger is pulled. In 2008, they used your future taxes to save them. In 2026, they will use your present savings to save them. The only way to win this game is not to play. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Counterparty risk is the cancer of the financial system, and your bank account is pure counterparty risk. Diversify. Get out of the digital illusion. Physical gold, physical silver, assets that cannot be bailed in by a keystroke. Be your own central bank. Because when that Friday evening comes and that card gets declined, it will be too late to read the fine print. The doors are closing. Make sure you are on the right side of them.